In this trig survival guide, we're going to verify a trig identity. So we'll look at sine squared times secant squared times cotangent equals tangent. And while doing this, we're going to talk a little bit about the strategy that we use, which is to rewrite everything in terms of sine and cosine. So as we look at this trig identity, we want to work starting on the more complex side. Remember, we only work on one side, only manipulate one side. So seeing the left side has more terms, more trig expressions, that's going to be the side that we work on. And we see that we could rewrite secant and cotangent using some of our big trig identities. Or you could say that we're rewriting so that they're all in terms of sine and cosine. So of course, sine squared theta stays as is. We know that we can rewrite secant squared as 1 over cosine squared using our reciprocal identity. And then cotangent theta, we know could be rewritten using a quotient identity. Cotangent can be represented in terms of sine and cosine. It's cosine over sine. Okay, and I like to draw a line down between the equal sign. And so we say equals, and you can rewrite tangent theta, or sometimes I like to just do RS to abbreviate right side. So you can see that this strategy of rewriting everything so it's in terms of sine and cosine is going to be really helpful because we can now make a lot of cancellations and hopefully be closer to achieving our right side. So we have sine squared equal to, of course, sine times sine. We have, those are in the numerator. We have cosine squared in a denominator. So that's cosine times cosine. And then we have our cosine numerator, sine denominator. So we can cross cancel here. If it helps you to write the sine squared over 1, you can do that. But we see that one of the sines cancels out. So sine squared up here will become just plain old sine theta. And the sine in the denominator will cancel to 1. And then a similar thing will happen with this cosine theta. One of the cosines will cancel, and we'll be left with a cosine theta in the denominator. So let's rewrite now. We're left with a sine theta over a cosine theta equal to the right side. And now we can use another quotient identity. We know that sine over cosine is just tangent. So we make that substitution. I like to go ahead and write it very clearly that tangent is equal to our right side tangent. And we have verified this trig identity. Be sure to check out the links in the video description. I'll have links to more explanations of the different strategies that you can use, as well as a lot more worked examples of verifying trig identities. Thanks for watching.